Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street Tarot and Seasons with Ritual, and we're here for the weekly midweek check-in. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was the 8/8 Lionsgate, so we're still kind of basking in all that beautiful energy that comes in with that. For you that don't know, that is when the sun, which is in Leo, the Sirius, star Sirius, and the middle of Orion's belt all line up, and they would line up with the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, right? And so we see that as a beautiful portal of energy to come in. So it's a great day to make intentions. It's also a great day to see what comes up and to see what things can change in order to help move forward. I did want to say today, because we're still in that. Oh, I also want to say, like, if you're just like watching this video and you're like, I missed the Lionsgate, the answer is no. You can always tap into the energy whenever you would like, okay? Because that's how energy works. I would just take a few deep breaths and tap into, say, I'm tapping into the energy of the Lionsgate and see what comes up, or set those intentions with the energy of the 8/8 Lionsgate for 2023. So you don't ever really miss anything unless you want to. So today, on Wednesday, I just do want to touch on that the moon is in Taurus, sextiling with Neptune and Pisces, okay? In Taurus is Earth, Taurus is grounded, Taurus is fixed Earth, right? In sextiling with Neptune and Pisces, I think that's bringing in some more energy for us to maybe think about the things we thought about yesterday, or if there was things that we thought about yesterday that gaslit us and all those things, to think of it, see them in a different way. That Neptune and Pisces, Pisces is mutable, water, feelings and emotion, and Neptune is like the mystic. It's bringing in dreams, right? It's bringing in just more energy and feelings. So if you can ask Pisces and Neptune to come into Taurus, right? Because the moon is in Taurus, use your intuition to see what it's bringing in to break up some of those things that maybe you thought were set in stone. Okay, so just ask for that energy to come in. Taurus is still going to be practical. And then you can just ask Taurus, okay, that thing yesterday really lit me up. And I can tell you with this too, with me, right? Because yesterday I said I had a thing that lit me up yesterday. But with that Neptune and Pisces energy, and just in general, when those things come up and you look at them, you can always say, that's not my story anymore. So there is a good chance that I can say, I don't think I believe that anymore. So if you thought like someone was doing something and it is prolonging the story that you want to get rid of, you can look at that and say, maybe that person isn't doing that. Maybe that's just me putting it into an old story that I'm now leaving behind. Okay. Neptune in Pisces is that lubricant that you need in order to help leave that story behind. It's okay to say, I don't want to get mad at this anymore. I'm I'm 20 years past this story. It came to me yesterday. I looked at it and I thought, this son of a bitch is blah blah blah. Okay, well maybe I can look at it and just think, maybe that's not it. And I can give myself that grace because I don't want to live that story anymore. Okay? Just kind of work with that energy, because later today, the moon, and the moon, remember, is our intuition, right? So you can just kind of think and let things come in softly, quietly. Okay, you don't have to, like, again, get the nuts and bolts of it, because later in today the moon will move into Gemini, right? And Gemini is options, right? I think Gemini went through the South Node a few years ago to get us out of duality. And so the moon is going to move into Gemini, and then it's going to be squaring Saturn and Pisces. And that Saturn and Pisces squaring Gemini, to me, again, Pisces, right? Mutable water, squaring Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces and Saturn wants stability, right? And so it's squaring Gemini. And to me, I think it's just following that same storyline. So if you're allowed to let some of these old stories be able to go away, if you're allowed to tell yourself, I'm not going to believe in that story anymore because I'm not following that storyline for the rest of my life. Maybe that person did say those things, but maybe I am taking it the wrong way. And I can say that about myself because I want to move on and get on with my life, right? That Saturn in Pisces will help make that stable. Okay. And then that Gemini will allow you to find different storylines in order to move forward in your life. Okay. So I really feel like this is good. Mercury is in Virgo, and I don't want to tie you guys down with all the astrology. Mercury, who is in Virgo. Virgo is also mutable. Virgo is also resolve energy. Mercury is communication. Is trining, which is a good energy. So we're resolving, we're talking about it. Jupiter, who is in Taurus. So we can get into a place of resolving those old stories. We can get into a place of saying, yes, if this comes up again and I start to think about it, I'm not going to let it gaslight me. Like I might light me up, but I'm going to look and be like, that's not my fucking story anymore. Because again, I've moved on with my life. I can say, maybe I've been reading that wrong, or I can just say, maybe I'm reading it wrong now. And I can say, I don't know, I don't care, I don't want to get involved because I'm going to move forward with my life. That's resolving that. That's Virgo, right? That's Virgo resolving. Mercury, able to talk about it with yourself. And then Jupiter and Taurus. Jupiter is fire, right? Jupiter is expansion, faith, luck, gifts, right? And so if you can start just bringing that energy in just a scotch, right, into Taurus, which is that grounded earth, right, which is practical, which is ruled by Venus, that's going to start opening up more avenues for you. That's going to start opening up more ways of feeling solid. That's going to open up more ways of knowing you're moving forward. Okay. So this is a lot of good energy. I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still with me. I would like astrology to make sense because I do think it is practical. So if you guys have more questions, just put it in the comments below. All right, first card. Dun, dun, dun. See, I want to use my background, but it's hard. First card, death, which is great. That's transformation. That death card comes in at a good time, you guys, especially if you're ending old stories, especially if you're saying, you know what, it doesn't matter what that person said. Thank you for gaslighting me because now I see where I need to get rid of that storyline because it's time for me to move on. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? Pentacles is Earth. Pentacles is Taurus, right? Pentacles is being practical. And that Nine of Pentacles, as you see, it's this woman, right? And she knows what she's doing. She's able to look at death and say, thank you for coming in because now I get to build my own garden. Now I get to move forward. Now I get to listen to myself. Now I know I can create with what I feel in my heart, right? I know I can create with what I love, and I know I can create from because who she is. She's authentic, right? And she's grounded. And then on the bottom of the deck is justice, sweet friends, justice. And justice comes in saying things are going to be coming more back and things are coming into balance, right? Things are coming into balance. Let them come into balance at their own time. Even if you're getting all this energy and you're like, woo, I got it, right? Okay, but see how the rest of it catches up. Okay, see how you can stay in balance. See what you can tell yourself to keep yourself in balance, letting go of these old stories, balancing in this new energy of who you are, and seeing that when people get you out of balance, that allows them to kind of get their way, right? So the more you can say, I gotta take some deep breaths and allow this balance to come in. Ace of Wands is on the bottom. That's really good. I'm gonna see if I can put these all together. So you see our sweet, sweet Nine of Pentacles. She's looking over her shoulder at death. Death is riding off with all the things that need to die and transform, right? And here you are, right here, standing in your beautiful moo in the garden, ready to get to quote unquote work, right? And justice is looking you straight in the face. Justice is saying, yep, all things are coming to pass. All things are coming into balance. You keep being you, boo. Right? And then I'll just say this too. On the bottom of the deck is that Ace of Wands, right? Which is this new beginning. That's the initiation, right? That is the North Node in Aries, if you will, right? The Ace of Wands is that idea, that spark. They're, oh, okay, I got this. Let's see this through fresh eyes. Let's see this with fresh energy. Okie dokie, artichokes. I'm off to run my errands. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Keep working with this energy. You know, things come up. See what you need to do to get yourself rebalanced. If you're still in a flare, if you're still maybe working with some older stories that need to be forgiven and not forgotten in a sense that you don't need to keep living that old story, use the breathing exercise. When you're in that feeling of just frustration and emotion and how am I going to get through this, You sit with that, and that's when you start the breathing, and you tell yourself, "I'm breathing through this." That's how I'm surrendering this old story, this old feeling, this old emotion to the universe. You sit and you breathe through it. Breathing in and breathing in, breathing out and breathing out. Do that 3 times and see if you can start to feel that energy start to dissipate, because that's all it takes. When you start saying, "Oh, shit, I'm breathing through this," that's it, friends. That's it. And then you can just give yourself that little bit of grace, that little bit of room to let these new ideas to come in, right? To see yourself as that 9 of pentacles, right? Knowing, solid, creative, um, nurturing what it is that you want. Okay. And then that's how you bring yourself back into balance. So don't be afraid of this death. Um, let it do what it needs to do. Let it do what it needs to do. Let it does what it needs to does. I don't know. I got to drink more coffee. Okay, friends, I will see you later in the week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can get in touch with me on Instagram, websites, or through the YouTubes, like and subscribe, all that stuff. And have a great week.